Welcome into the Film Guy Network. It's football season, which means I've got a film study for you. What's up? You like that? You really like that? Let's shut up and grind some tape. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome into the Film Guy Network on a fabulous, undetermined, unknown afternoon here inside the studio. Got a great one planned for you today. We are in the midst of our quarterback film study series. We've been doing a quarterback a day for the entire month of August. We're right in the middle of it with this one today, and we got a special one. It is Marcel Reed, the Texas A&M starting quarterback, going into his, I would claim it, his second year as a starter, right? Because back in 2024, we kind of did this, is it Connor Weigman? Is it Marcel? It's going to end up being Marcel. 2025 is his entire year of starting, and then this is the second year going in as the known guy. Couple of things that I know we're going to point out today. I don't love the idea of constantly making this guy stand inside of pockets. I think the best thing Marcel has going for him is one of the quickest and most dynamic releases we have in college football. And he's also one of the most dynamic and twitchy runners that we have in college football. I think he stresses defense a lot with his legs. In fact, if you were to talk to defensive coordinators, I think that's what fears them most is this guy taking off. Don't think they rolled him enough. Don't think they RPO'd him enough. Don't think they gave him enough to accentuate his skill sets last year. Hopeful that they will continue to do that in 2026 with a brand new first-year OC as Colin Klein took the job over there at K-State. Super bullish on what this can ultimately be this year, especially with the addition of my man that came over, Isaiah Horton, that came over from Texas or from Alabama. That was the other thing that I thought was missing from last year's roster. Yeah, Casey Concepcion and Mario Craver are great. The tight end room was great, but they had nothing really outside the numbers. They go from having nothing to having Isaiah Horton and, yes, I know Aggie fans, Aaron Gregory, the true freshman, expected to be really good this year as well out of the state of Georgia. Hey, got a couple of rules around here for new to the network. I am brooksaustin, more commonly known as the Film Guy. All right, we have a couple of rules. If you learned anything about the game of football today, you must subscribe. If you learned anything about your favorite football team today, you must subscribe. If you have any fun at all today, you must subscribe. Let's shut up and let's grind the tape. All right, now, I didn't pick his best performance, Jonathan. I don't think that's fair to him. I want to get that out up front and foremost. This is the Texas game. He didn't play all that great, particularly late in the football game. But again, I think this really highlights what I'm talking about from the standpoint of I don't think they gave him enough to help him out, all right? From a play calling standpoint, I'd be rolling this guy. I'd be RPOing this guy. I'd be getting this guy moving quite often. The last thing that I would do if we had 30 pass attempts is make 25 of them from a drop back standpoint. I mean, 6'1", he's 185 pounds soaking wet. I don't want him hanging out in any pocket, let alone pockets with Colin Simmons and Ethan Burke terrorized this football game for 4 quarters. I'd have moved him off the spot quite a bit. Predetermined rollouts, thing like that. We call it manipulating the launch point. I would have done that at a much higher rate, and I'm hopeful this year that they ultimately give him some of those answers, all right? But here early on in this football game, you're going to notice what I'm talking about from a standpoint of I don't know if this is what he is most comfortable at. I feel like they were almost hard-headed in developing him as a pure pocket, pure progressive reader last year, and I would lean into these RPO things right here, all right? So the first primary read, they're running stick right here in the middle. They got 2 hitches coming up from the number 2 and number 2 wide receivers on both sides of this duo formation. That Mario Craver route right now, if it's going to be thrown, it needs to be thrown right now, and it needs to be thrown into that tighter window, and it needs to be thrown firm. All right, here's what I love about quarterbacks, though. He's going to turn this down. He's going to take off and scramble for 3 yards. Later in the football game, they're going to come back to a very similar concept, and it's an even tighter window, and he's going to go, nope, I saw it last time, and I turned it down. This time, I'm going to rip it and put it on his face. All right, so we do learn, we do grow. All right, he's a coach's son. He's played a lot of high school football at a high rate. All right, he's talked football at a really, really high rate. He coaches himself. He's hard on himself as well. That's also why I'm bullish on the potential growth here as the second year, as the true dude out there at A&M. Rip it right now, dude. You get to the top of your spot. He's out of his break. There's a little bit of space. Put it on his face. Let's go. There would be Ethan Burke's first TFL of the football game. I feel like he had 12 in this game, okay? Let's see what we're looking at here. All right, Jonathan and I talked about this pre-show. All right, we had a post and a dig. All right, number one ran a post. Uh-oh. Sometimes I'd be doing that. I forgot to actually mark the pencil. All right. One thing Colin Klein did a really good job of is stacking releases, all right, and getting guys to kind of run in line behind one another, make defenses pick. It's really hard. You know, it's easy when they line up separate from each other and they remain separate from each other the entire route. This makes it a little bit more difficult. But here comes the post from what was number one, and here comes the dig from what is number two, all right? Now, I think the dig presents itself as an open window, but I think this is Anthony Hill, NFL football player, did a great job driving to the hash right here. Do y'all see that? We've made this window really, really tight. Do we want that ball thrown?
I'm going to say no.
You said no pre-show. I'm with you. I don't know if I want that ball thrown. I think that ball gets convened on by both the corner and the linebacker. It might be going back the other way. He checks it down to the back. Ball gets tipped by who? Ethan Burke. All right, and I'm okay with the process right here. I just wanted to show y'all that. Maybe Pat Mahomes throws that football. Maybe. I don't think that's an open window for the quarterback to be working into right now. It's a good thing from an evaluation standpoint, though, Jonathan, that our eyes were indeed in the right spot, though, right? We got over there. Our feet are tied to our eyes. We're ready to strike if we feel comfortable with the window, and we don't. So we ultimately swing to the back right here and check it down before the ball gets tipped. Quarterback did everything right there. Defense did too. Tip your cap, live to fight another down. Here's what I'm talking about, right? They came right back to the stick, kind of flipped it around. All right, now the number one's running the stick, and he's running the spray, and Craver's running the spray, and Casey Conception is running the stick, okay? That's an even tighter window than the one we turned down on the very first snap that we watched, right? But he's going to trust it. He's going to rip it. And we get a completion right here on second and short. And we end up picking a first down and more after the catch. Because I'm going to tell you what, these dudes at A&M, they could run after the catch last year. And I would imagine Craver and company are going to do the same thing this year as well. Love a coachable kid. Love a kid that coaches himself, applies the mistakes, learns from them, grows. Not week to week, series to series. That's playing football. That's being an adaptable football player and an adaptable athlete. See what I'm talking about from a release standpoint? This dude gets it in and out really, really quickly, okay? RPO him a little bit more. Use him this way. Roll him. Get him rolling right. Get him rolling left. All right? Don't get so caught up in launch point from the same spot over and over and over and over again. Makes it too hard on the offensive line, too. They picked up a blitz from somebody, and then Texas checked the blitz is what that looked like to me. Yeah, they sent it from the other side right there. Did you see that, Jonathan? Mm-hmm. All right, 18 is walked up on the line of scrimmage. They call it out. They identify it. 18 switches the blitz, all right, and brings the other linebacker, and they actually almost get home with it. But do more of this, man. Now, I say this, but I don't know what their backup quarterback situation was last year. And this is a huge determining factor in whether or not we're actually willing to run our quarterback and make him a part of the offense, his legs part of the offense. If he gets hit and hurt, then our whole entire season's plans are done if we don't have a backup quarterback. So hopefully the backup situation is a little bit more solidified this year so we can play free with the play calling for our quarterback. He is dynamic, though. There is no doubt about that. And Adidas letting him wear the neon green shoes. He's hard to miss out there. I don't like the sail. I don't like the go route. All right, here's what I'm going to say, though. when we go to great job stepping through the pocket, right? We always talk about that on this channel. We want to get up through the smoke. We don't want to go out and around. We're just, nobody's fast enough to do that. Hell, maybe Michael Vick, but that's about it. I don't even like Lamar Jackson running east and west on Sundays. All right, but when we start to run vertical, look what happened right here. DB fell down, didn't he? All right, and they're right in front of our face. Flick that thing to him. We got a touchdown right now to this wide receiver. All right, we can't just determine that we're going to run. All right, as quarterbacks, once we start to break vertical, defenses start to converge on us. Let's keep our eyes downfield on our targets. If he could flick that thing to that wide receiver right now, all right, we've got a touchdown instead of whatever this is. An explosive run. All right, it's 9 yards. We'll take 9 yards instead of a sack any given day. But I'll take a touchdown too, wouldn't I? Okay. Ball security at the end. They were ripping at it. Is this a tight end leak that I wanted? Yeah, it is. All right. I think I'm being a little bit too hard on him right here, okay? What I talked about earlier, stacking these releases. Colin Klein did a really good job of it. Look at these two guys. They look like they're hip to hip right there. That's Craver, I think, and the tight end running hip to hip. They're ultimately going to separate. Craver's going to sit down. Might be Casey Concepcion. I don't know who it is. All right, and then the tight end breaks to the skinny post. He ends up getting open, but we're already pushed off our spot. All right, but here's what I wanted to point out. Look where the tight end over here running the wheel. Look when he starts to look for the football. All right, that's how I know where the progression is taught and how the progression is taught, right? Because they run and then expect the window when they expect the window of the timing of the offense. So when they start looking for the football, that's when they're coached up to look for the football. I know, shocking, right? I think we got the tight end over here, okay? That being said, right guard's getting pushed into us. We got to take off and run. Damn turf monster got us. We were about a dead leg 0 or 18, whoever the hell that was. Oh, that's 8. We end up getting back over to the tight end on the wheel right there, but we're already having to run at this point, and we're late to the tight end on the wheel at that point. Don't steal the yak from me, baby. Don't steal the yak from me. I thought we put that on back hip right there. Can we put that in front of our tight end, please? It is 1st and 10. I like the decision, though. We got hard bail from everybody, right? Hard bail from everybody. Everybody's getting up out of there. We got a lot of grass down here at the bottom. I love the decision from the quarterback. I could do a little bit better with ball placement, okay? Guys, y'all are going to notice, again, I don't think I left any of them out. I don't know if there was a single design rollout in this entire football game. And when we watched a lot of A&M last year, I don't remember seeing a lot of it. And that would be the very first thing I would implement this year for this guy. Let's get him on the move, man. Let's get him on the move. Other than this, I mean, this is a design quarterback run. This also looks like a busted play. I love, will you look up last year's roster? Is 23 Emmitt Smith Jr.? Either 23 or 22 was, but I love this effort from the running back and the tight end right here. Don't know why we're taking 9 years to get up off the ball, though. Probably because we're on the road and it's loud. That's probably a good answer right there, dummy.
He wore 22.
Okay, so I don't know who 23 is, but he's out here efforting his nuts off. We love 10 yards on a busted play, though. We'll take that. All right. Okay, look. I'm just a fat guy holding a remote in front of a camera in August, 8 months after this football game. But I don't know about you guys. I do not love mesh getting called on 3rd and 12. Mesh is a play call for 3rd and 4. Okay? Not 3rd and 12. All right, just going to put that out there. We're running mesh spot right now. Okay, for those of you who don't know what that is, we're going to get a rub right here from 2 wide receivers. Tight end's going to run to the spot over the ball about 10 yards down the field. How do we read this against man-to-man coverage, Jonathan? Do you remember?
I believe it's bottom up.
Yeah, we read it low to high versus man coverage. We read it high to low versus zone coverage, okay? So what coverage do you think we have? And Texas doing a tremendous job of disguising it. They give it away as the motion gets sent.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's man. All right, especially at the top and down here at the bottom, it clarifies itself as we start to take this. All right, as a quarterback, we start with our read over here. All right, and it gives it away that it is man coverage. We know that we have this guy having to run all the way across the field. He's got to make this tackle. Okay, now he's looking at you right now. The ball should be coming right about now. We wait a couple more steps, and where do we put it? On the back hip. All right, I would love to see this ball out in front to give Bethel Roman an opportunity to turn up the sideline and maybe go pick up the sticks. But again, I have more problems with the ball or with the play call than I do with the actual execution of the play call from everybody involved. Yeah, put that in front. Let's go. Could be the way that they teach it, though. They might teach them back hip, turn them back to the defense. I don't know. But we call mesh against man, and when we get mesh against man, we're calling it to beat the leverage of the person that has to run the furthest. So if we're calling it to beat the leverage, let's put it out in front of his face and increase the leverage that he has to run with. See what I mean with these stacked releases? This is something that I loved about this offense last year. There's no doubt. It's really, really hard. You can't double slot receivers. You can't really put too much attention to them because if we do, we eliminate basically everything. We take the middle field safety away and kind of keep his eyes on the nick or the slot receiver, and that's bad news bears for our run game. That's bad news bears for our deep passing defense. Like, we just can't do it. All right, but it's also a great job of making sure that not only is he going to be open, but he's going to be open with a lot of space, right? Because both these football players do have to push vertically with the deepest, okay? And this guy is a magician. He catches that ball at 4 yards, and it's a first down for them. Oh, hell yeah, Reuben Owens. Sometimes we just leave football plays on here because we're football meatheads. This ain't got nothing to do with the quarterback. It's got everything to do with Reuben Owens. Yeah, buddy. Watch this one. Ka-wah! Love to see it. Love to see it. Great move by Craver out there as well. Or that's Concepcion. Oh, yeah, man. We love football playing SOBs. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Unfortunate for number 14. I would imagine that one put us in the protocol for a week or so. I would imagine. All right. So now, again, fat guy with a remote. Easy for me to do this. But we have rules around here when it comes to scrambling, getting out of pockets. Now, he's about to get rushed by Colin Simmons, and it's going to be a pretty free rush because they're going to wrap him from all the way over here. He's going to run right down the midline of our offensive line, and we're dead to rights. And we get out of it, and we throw a ball out of bounds, and we keep the possession alive, and we don't take a 19-yard sack. That's good news, all right? But I do have a little bone to pick with all quarterbacks. Where are all of our routes breaking towards, Jonathan?
Right side of the field.
Correct. They are going from left to right. All right. So we have to understand as a quarterback where our primary read is, where our progression is, where our hots are, and where our exit strategy is. Those are the 4 things we should know every time we take a snap. Okay. Our exit strategy should always be to the right here because all of our concepts are working left to right. As we get outside of this pocket working left, there is nothing over there for us. All right. That's why we talk about exit strategy around here. Now, all that being said, good job. Good job getting the hell out of this because you'll see what I'm talking about. We're dead to rights. The most 99% of quarterbacks are going to get sacked by Colin Simmons right here. Marcel ends up avoiding it and keeps us out of a super negative, which is a positive. Okay? Absolutely dead to rights. Trying to coach this up a little bit. I don't know what their protection call was, so I can't even sit here and criticize it too much. Center's eyes are late, I'll tell you that much. And anytime linebackers drop out, get back. Get back. All right. Don't just sit at the line of scrimmage, which I think is his primary mistake right here. See how he doesn't get off the line, Jonathan? He's not backing up. By the time he finds the answer's past him. All right. If we just pedal back and give ourselves more time to sort things out, we might have a better success rate here. But it's Colin Simmons, so good luck. Cue Ohio State fan commenting, oh, well, he didn't do shit against us. All right. I thought Texas's defense last year did such a great job disguising coverages, but the moment we send that slot receiver over, we know we got man-to-man coverage, right, Jonathan? Nickel's traveling heavy right here before the snap. All right, so we know we got a one-on-one shot right here. Safety's in the middle of the field. Put this ball up earlier. Do not hesitate. The more and more we hesitate, likely the more and more Ethan Burke's going to sack us. Because good God, he was all over the field in this game. It's just a simple nose and end stunt, man. You just can't pick up stunts nowadays. This is everybody. The more and more I watch offensive line tape really recently, it was just not good enough in the stunt pickups all across the board in college football. Spot's got to be better, right? He knows this. Everybody watching this knows this. We got to be better with the football here. We had a chance. But we were getting hit, so going to give him some benefit of the doubt. Also, Houdini back there. This is a 7-yard run for us, 6-yard run for us, and Colin Simmons, again, has us dead to rights. Okay? So, might have been one of the offense's worst performances last year for Texas A&M. It's not all bad, man. He did stuff that most guys are not getting up out of, like this right here. Most football players are not getting out of this right here. And he finds a way to do it. Oof, almost pick up the first. Why aren't we taking the tight end right now, Jonathan? We're staring right at him. It's 1st and 10. We're calling this to get a completion. Anytime we call stick, which every time I see a tight end run 5 yards up, I don't care what y'all call this. To me, that is stick. We're calling this to get a completion to the tight end. All right, he's your first read. Your eyes are right there. Throw the football, right? Throw the football. Instead, okay, we got a completion. That's fine. We checked it down to the back. And this happened to be the game where I think Reuben Owens was playing with ballet slippers. So he's all over the turf. But, yeah, we pick up 3 yards instead of what should have been 5 or 6 yards. Watch it from the tight. Now, you're staring right at it. Rip the football. Let's go. Now, this is the ballet slippers play right here. All right, again, I know I'm asking for a lot, right? But hey, we're expecting some growth right here. Here's where the growth is, okay? We do a great job stepping up inside the pocket away from the pressure from Colin Simmons to speed rush off the right tackle, right? Great job getting up. Now we're getting out. Let's keep our eyes downfield. Okay, let's keep our eyes downfield because we might have an answer right here on this crosser or this dig from the tight end, and we do have an answer, right? He's right there, okay? But we've already spit it out to the back because we're pressurized. And it's 3rd and 4. Now it's 4th and 1, and we're not in a go territory, so we punt the football. You'll really see this from the tight. Step up. Hey, eyes up. Eyes up right now. Eyes up downfield. We can get to the check down later. Those are the feet of the tight end right there. I don't know if y'all can see that. That's our tight end running to nothing but grass. The only person to defend this football is the zebra standing on the longhorn. Okay. All right. So we got to it. We got to our backside here, right? We're working front side to OTB to backside curl back here on the backside of the concept. All right, and we get to it. We just don't get to it with very much juice. Watch this ball kind of on us. Hey. Now, I would love to see Marcel show up 15 pounds heavier. I think everybody listening to this would love that. Although we've covered sports long enough to know that some body types just, they don't put it on. All right, so it's not a matter of he does not work hard. This kid is a hard-working dude. There's no doubt about that. But in order to actually get some velocity on this football, we got to eat our Wheaties. All right? Which, again, is why I would lean into his athleticism. I would move him. I would get him off the spot. I would stop making him do that 25 times a game. We got third and a zip code right here. And he sees a crease, and he sees hard bail. He sees rush 3, drop 8, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to do the damn thing. I'm going to do the damn thing by myself, and guess what? He does. Now, he gets tackled before the sticks, but because we are such an elusive threat, because we are so hard to tackle in open field, guess what we draw? We draw a face mask penalty, and we end up converting a 3rd and 19. Right there. We dead legged that guy, crossed his face, and he ends up sticking his hand out and getting called for a penalty. Is that 4? Yeah, that's Muhammad, isn't it? Mm-hmm. I thought it was 14. I was about to say, damn, I thought you was in the tent. Bro, he can, this is what it confuses me. Confuses me why we didn't roll him a lot. Because every time he gets outside of the pocket himself, right, he earns the right to get out of the pocket because the pocket's dirty and we have to escape, right? Colin Simmons doing his damn thing again. Now we got to get flat. We keep our eyes downfield, and we throw a layered football over and underneath defender right to our tight end. We pick up 25 yards. More of it, please. More of it, please. Yeah. See, there was growth, though, because this is a big boy throw right here. All right? We're throwing this with anticipation. This underneath defender seems like he's kind of got this covered up right now, right, on this shot or this dig from Casey Concepcion. And you'll see it from the back, man. We throw this 3 steps, 1 hitch, step up in the pocket, rip a seed. All right? So though I know you can do this, I don't want this to be the base of what our offense is as a passing offense. I want the other stuff, the collegey stuff, to be the base of the offense. I'll let the New York freaking Jets figure out how to make you do this 35 times a game. I don't need you to do it to go win a playoff game, okay? Yeah, buddy, that's a dart. Are we about to do something we can't do? I think, yeah, this is a no-no. Yeah, we can't do this. All right, down distance formation personnel. Apparently over there at Texas's stadium, they can't figure out white balance on the camera. So we don't know what the down distance formation personnel is. However, we do know the down and distance because here's the stick down here. You see it? What's it say? It's got a uno on it. It's first down. Live to fight another day, especially in the red area. We can't turn footballs over down here in 1-score football games. We cannot. And I felt like we did this a lot last year. We did this against Miami. We did this against LSU. We did this in this football game twice. Okay, we can't turn the ball over in plus territory on first down. We just can't. Okay? We're beat, all right? Hit a check down. Freaking, I'd rather you take a grounding penalty. Throw it 90 yards up into the stands. I don't care. What we can't do is throw off our back foot while getting hit over the middle of the field. We just can't do that, okay? Who hit us? Oh, that's Justice Terry. That guy's going to be pretty good this year, I would imagine. Same situation here. Can't do this. Okay? Can't do this. We predetermined we're throwing this sail no matter what. All right? We got to go. He probably bends. Then we got the sail route. And then we probably got some type of check down right here from the number 3 wide receiver, I would imagine. All right? But can't do this. Can't throw predetermined things. All right, pre-snap, we're throwing the sail. And then despite the fact that the corner has sagged off, we're throwing the sail anyways. It's going to go back the other way. You can't do that type of stuff. And again, look at the down and distance, Jonathan. It's 1st and 10, man. Just live to fight another day. Take your medicine, go on to the next snap. What are your thoughts, bud?
I like Marcel. He's an intriguing prospect. There's a lot of things to like. I'm with you. I'd like to see him outside the pocket a little bit more, play to his strengths. Great athlete. There's a lot that he can do. Just about maybe growing in some areas, making some better decisions, staying away from the turnovers.
Yeah. All right. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you hit that thumbs up button. Love you. See you next time.